Hello, hello. What's going on here? Okay. Is it showing? Okay. I'm here. All right, let's do this. Okay. How do I change the controls? There we go. Okay. Cool. Alright, I can hear the game. I can see the chat. I've got the audio right in front of me. Alright, let me know if the game is too quiet or too loud. Let me know if my voice is too loud. Okay. Okay, give me just a sec. Controls. Interesting. Okay, L1 is dash. Oh, interesting. It's different. Okay, let's do this to L1. This to R1. There we go. Okay. Fish. Oh. Oh my goodness. That's so confusing. Ah. Okay. Weird. a new hat. What? Is there anything in here? What do these actually do? I don't know what these actually do. Can't shoot them, it does nothing. Interesting. You'd think they would like push you or something because they're like steam. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Um. Ah. Hmm. Interesting. Got me. He got me. Hello. Oh, you, small thing. How about some trading? 10% damage for the low price of 20% max ammo. I mean, yeah. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Eco. How old is this game? It just came out. Actually, the first version came out about 7 years ago. The final version was released on the 20th. I got 1 new subscriber, really? Oh, cool. Awesome. How was your weekend? Pretty miserable, but I can't complain. Oh, the sword had ammo. I didn't even know that. I thought I just had it forever. Okay. Stealth. Teleport when dashing. Why? Um, Too personal. Can't really talk about it here. Negate damage while on more than 2 bombs. Teleport while um, miserable, but I can't complain. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Why is this room yellow? Okay, I guess there's just nothing here. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why that room is yellow. Fish. Okay, that's good. So yeah, this game is a combination of like a shoot 'em up and a dungeon crawler. It's a lot of different things at one time, which I really like. Believe it or not, I was interested in designing a game, like a video game, maybe about 7 years ago, and I have a lot of concept art, and it very greatly resembled this. Very interesting. Very similar vision. Does this game get difficult? Yes. Okay, that works. I mean, it already is pretty difficult. I'm just pretty good at dodging stuff. This game reminds me of that spaceship shooting game and the caves in Pokemon. Okay, you're gonna have to be more specific with spaceship shooting game. That's like 800. What is this? Maelstrom sword. Okay. Interesting. It makes a weird noise. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, you like charge it up. I wondered why it wasn't attacking. It was in it was at the arcades, he says. Your spaceship is at the bottom of the screen and those aliens scroll down and drop things. Oh. Galaga? Okay. Wait, how am I supposed to do this? Whoa, whoa, what was that? Okay. Okay. This weapon seems a little too good to get rid of. Okay, that's extremely powerful. I need to keep this as long as I can. Yeah, look at that. It just kills everything. That's really good. Uh-oh. Ah! Die! Oh my goodness, that was so close. Okay, I need to get that without getting hit. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go up here. What a powerful weapon. Pick the lowest. Nope, that was not it. Should we do this? Survive. Oh, good. Ah! No! Oh my goodness. Leave me alone! Ah, so close. I almost killed it. But I didn't. I died. Okay. Yeah, we're not required to keep playing this, by the way. We can play anything you want. I'm just playing this. I mean, actually, no. We're gonna play what I want. We're not gonna play what you want, but... Okay. Hello. I've been exploding for so long, I can recall naught else. My life is a waking nightmare. Oh, he just exploded. Okay. Good game? Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'd avoid an altercation with the ice worm if you could help it at all. Why not? I'm the only one here. I don't know. It feels kind of like if there's just one person here and they're telling me what to play, it feels like they're pushing me around. If it's like a poll, like if everyone votes on it together, it feels more democratic. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, we could play something else. That's just because I'm nice, not because I actually want to play something else. I'd avoid an altercation with the ice worm if you could help it at all. If you can't, well, it can take a lot of real estate. At the very least, you can't possibly miss it. Okay, well, Gossip, you'd better be careful down in the bellows. It's where things really start to get kind of brutal. No, we can't play that. That's too inappropriate. Good, uh, good try though. Everything prior is almost just a demo. Really? Okay, so the bellows is where it gets good, apparently. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna see what this is. Good doing business. Okay, so the care package. One-time care package delivery. Is that when I start? It is. Resident Evil 6? I don't own that on Steam. Hold on, let me check real quick. Oh great, it's doing that thing again. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, whenever I open Steam, it like turns off the audio. I don't know why that is. No, I'll just ignore that. Okay, let's see. Let me see if Resident Evil 6 is on sale right now. It is not. It is not on sale. Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, I could play it on PlayStation. We'd have to stop the stream and start it over again, though. The cat sends his regards. Oh, that's really good. Okay, that's not bad at all. Wait, is that like a one-time use thing? Like, does it come back every time? This is good? Okay, cool. I like the music. It's very chill. Okay, I don't have enough money for that. Ah. Aw. Okay, those are difficult. You really have to navigate? Okay. Survive. Okay. Those are difficult. Okay, how do I get that over there? I don't understand. I thought that... Thought that you could blow this up with bombs, but I guess not. I guess it has to be special bombs. What? No, this is the game. This is the game's music. When I started the stream, I had the free music playing. It's from another game that has unlicensed music. Let's get this. Alright, moving on. Archives. Oh. Actually, come to think of it, I can go into a little bit of detail about why I didn't have a very good weekend. I've just been very tired because I haven't been sleeping as well as I would like. A lot of unstoppable emotions. I tend to be a pretty emotional person, so that's not to say I'm like depressed or anything. In fact, I'm not. It's just there's a lot of hello. Oh, hello. There's just a lot of things that I'm thinking about with and without control. It's like having a dream. You know how you have a dream, you don't really get to choose what's in the dream. You have them. And then they're there. And it's up to you to decide what to do with the information they gave you. I don't know if you experience that. Some people don't. Some people don't dream at all. Okay, are these just hazards? Guess they are. Interesting. Sure, why not? That didn't sound good. Oh, that hurts you. Okay. Guess I should have thought of that. If you've ever seen a music video that made you feel something very deeply, even though it wasn't really related to you, that's the best way I can describe it. That's the best metaphor. The music impacts you, and it sort of hurts your soul, or fills you with some emotion. It's like watching a really powerful movie. Some people don't even experience that, though, so what is going on here? Okay. I have 1 health. What? What am I supposed to do here? What is emotion? That's a good question. A lot of people argue that animals can't have emotions, but that's not true. We know that they feel. And a lot of feelings are what cause emotions, so I'm not sure. Maybe emotion is just what we humans use to describe things we can't explain. Like, I tried, I used bombs, it didn't work. I might need to go get a glass of water in a moment. Sup? Oh. Okay. I've been entertaining ways to use volt cores to generate power. If only they were less volatile, crazy, and prone to explode in bouts of lightning. Yeah, if only. Same. Gossip. Dig through the rubble, will ya? Never know what kind of shinies are embedded in them. Yeah, so... Have you ever read, like a book in school, perhaps, that made you feel kind of sad? Like Lord of the Flies is a good example that pops into my head. It's not really enjoyable at all. It's just really depressing. Imagine that, but you're afflicted by stories of that variety that are fashioned by your own mind when you wake up. So the very moment you wake up, you experience the feelings and emotions and the drama of Lord of the Flies for like 20 minutes. No amount of prayer or meditation or distraction can remove that feeling from you. It's like your heart is broken. And you can pray to alleviate it, you can meditate to relax, you can distract yourself so you don't think about it, but it still returns. That's kind of how I would describe it. That, coupled with the fact that when I was younger, I used to have people available to discuss those emotions with, even in the middle of the night, like 4 in the morning. When you're, I guess, a late teen, early 20s, in college, you don't have quite as many worldly worries, so you have a lot more time to discuss things like your feelings with your friends. So you sit up at night watching movies, talking about ideas. If one of you is crying or has like a fit of some kind of even like a mental pathology, really, if you have one of those experiences, you still have someone with which to work through it. Whereas now that assistance is, it's like when you find yourself at midnight, the only people you have to console yourself are inside of you. They're not your friends in college that you can just be like, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go get like a snack at like McDonald's at 2 in the morning? It's like that doesn't happen anymore. There is no one to do that with. There's just yourself. A lot of people have pets, animals that they care for and that care for them, that they can go to when they need affection or kindness. And oftentimes I think we can't find that when we need it. But that's all right. That's kind of what I mean by I'm not complaining. It's just the state of how things are. It's not, and the state of myself and my emotions. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just its own thing. All right, moving on. Star of Providence. That's not to say I'm not thankful. I'm very grateful. For example, I'm grateful for things like Star of Providence. It's a great game. Let's play. Do you like puzzle games, Eco? Or rather, do you like watching people play puzzle games? And by puzzle games, I mean like blocks and, you know, platforming and like tricky, like the puzzles in Resident Evil 4 that we did. Remember the ones where you like flip the blocks or like spin the thingy bob, that kind of stuff. Do you like that kind of stuff? Okay, so this is a challenge boss that will like give us rewards if we win, so let's go ahead and do it. Lord of the Flies didn't make me sad. I thought it was rad. Really? You thought it was rad? Okay. Interesting. In college, I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem called Bullet Hell about games like this. Okay, that's a lot of bullets. Okay, okay, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Stop, stop. Okay, we're dead. If they're good. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we died. That's nice. What about laser puzzles? Do you like laser puzzles? Because there's a game I have called the Talos Principle that has laser puzzles. And I'm trying to beat it, and I need help with some of the puzzles. So maybe if we wanted to stream that sometime, you could help me with the puzzles, and we could just see how far we can get. I don't really want to look up walkthroughs for how to do the puzzles. I'd rather like figure them out with friends or alone. Eternal rune circles indicate floor guardians. I figured that out already, thank you. Oh, there's a lot of guys here. Sure, I'm up for that. That's difficult. I'm back. I really wish I weren't, but what can you do? Maybe this time it will stick. It just flows out like again. This guy is shy. He's like me. I could turn on my face cam, technically. Oh, this guy has money now. Oh, I can almost get that. What a great game. Okay, let's keep going. So much I gotta get off my mind. Life is just really lonely sometimes, and not in the way that you might think I mean. I have lots of friends and people who hang out with me. I mean it feels like there's something missing. There's like a hole in my heart. Like maybe it's romantic, maybe it's spiritual, I don't know. All the best streamers use facecam. Okay, fine, we'll do facecam. Give me just a sec. Alright. I don't know how to do this. Give me just a sec. Let's see. Add. Video capture device? That's probably it. Get a dog? No. I'd rather not. Let's see. Let's see. It's not letting me do anything. Device? Okay. Maybe I have my face cam like disabled right now. Let me go and remove that one. Okay. Video. I don't think it's gonna let me do it. I'm feeling something very similar. Just last night I had a dream that reminded me of that. Of what specifically, Spencer? I don't see it. I'll try this again. Let me try this again. Video capture device. Let me go into my webcam settings and see if it's disabled. I might have it turned off. No, it's on. Let apps access your camera. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was disabled for some reason. Oh no, wait, that's the camera app. The loneliness and how I feel I'm missing some friends or something from my life. Nope, not what I was talking about. Not talking about friends. Friends are fine. I'm talking about something deeper. I'm talking about something spiritual. Maybe you might not understand that, but that's okay. Webcam. Create new. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this is. Yeah, it's not letting me select my webcam. I'll have to figure this out later. Yeah, let's get back to the game. Weird. I don't know why it was doing that. Whatever. Okay. Let's just move back to the game. Also, you might not know what I'm talking about because this is not something that I haven't met anyone with this experience before, except for maybe like one or two people. It feels a little bit like what have you ever seen what's that that movie called? I can't remember. It's like a Jackie Chan fantasy movie. It's like a combination of like Western fantasy and I don't remember what it's called. It's like in Dragon Age Inquisition when you feel like there's some pressure from the outside world to be like a messiah for a culture that you care nothing about. Does that make any sense? It also reminds me of The Jungle. In The Jungle, there's a character. What's his name? I can't remember the character's name, but he looks like a sculpture, a bust of Emperor Hadrian's eunuch. What's his name? I can't remember. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Shanghai Noon? No, that's not it. It was recent. Well, more recent than Shanghai Noon. Not recent, but... So yeah, one of my favorite things about certain games, not all games do this. Oftentimes games will give you the opportunity to reject the call to adventure in like a good way. Like you make your own adventure, like Skyrim. Like you don't have to, you could just live your life in Skyrim. To me, that's a sign of a good open world game. One that makes it so you're not obligated to do anything. And no, not Shanghai Nights either. I could look it up for you if you want. 5 HP. Gonna go ahead and get that. Okay. Anyways. Wow. Immediately failed. It's like sometimes you're being like bullied by the world. The world is bullying you to do something even though you have no desire to do it. And oftentimes it's not a bullying into doing something, it's a bullying into not doing something. So it's like, it reminds me of Footloose, how the parents didn't want them to go to the dance because it was immoral. But this has nothing to do with morality, this has everything to do with just destiny. Fireball? Revolver. Let's go Fireball. I actually like the Fireball. It's really powerful. Okay. I might also like to stream Yakuza at some point. A handheld game. Wait, why am I moving slightly to the left? Play a handheld game? What? Okay. What is this? Did I just find like a secret level? The temple. Okay. You hear raging flames. You hear familiar sounds. You hear mechanisms clicking into place. You hear clattering coins. Coins? Familiar sounds. Familiar sounds. Oh! What is this? This is cool. Oh my goodness. Ah. This is new. Hear nothing unusual past this door. You sense a new weapon past this door. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's cool. They're mirrors. What is the world telling you not to do? It's not telling me not to do anything. It's telling me I can't. It's telling me that I can't become what I want to become. It's hard to explain, though. Strange sigils mark this door. Like, I can't become an archaeologist. There, that's a good example. It's mild. It's not too dramatic. But, like, I don't have the status nor the intelligence to become an archaeologist. If I were to, like, go to, like, a archaeological dig and be like, hey, can you train me to do this? They'd be like, no, where are your credentials? You can't do that. I mean, maybe if you knew the right people, but I feel like you just can't do things. You just, there's no... I don't know. It's not that I want to be an archaeologist. There's just something... There's something deeply sad about the difference between reality and desire. The architecture here seems different. Strange sigils mark this door. Let's go the architecture route. Weird. His little face. You're able to go to school to get a degree, then go on a dig, and then get experience. It'll just take time and effort. Time is the most valuable asset that we have, though. And if you prioritize something like that... Oh, okay. Does this guy have a health bar? He does not. Oh, I got him. That would be time well spent. Would it, though? I'm not sure if it would. Okay. What does that mean? Oh, a visitor? How very interesting. It should have been possible. It shouldn't have been possible. Oh, you're speaking without me being able to read it. I do not know how it is you got here. You've already caused intensive. I can't read that fast. Huh? I think it's time you left. Yes, it would. Oh my goodness. We're fighting him. Okay. I just made some amazing homemade mac and cheese. I don't believe you. Okay. Well, we have a really special weapon now, I guess. Wait, does that just shoot automatically? That seems a little powerful. Wait, do we have the thing that makes it so our thing doesn't break? Yeah, and empty weapons don't break. That's great. See, here's a good example. I really want to be like one of those streamers where I get online and then people just show up and then they watch and we have a great time. But that's going to take millions of years at this rate, especially with all the competition right now. I don't have millions of years. Do you? Because it would take so much research. It would take so much learning about how to do it right. It would take so much understanding of like algorithms and sponsorships and deals and a bunch of other crazy stuff that I don't really know. Do I want to do that, or do I want to become an archaeologist? That's the question. The answer is no to both of them. I actually just want a peaceful life. I don't want glory. I want peace. But you can't have peace in this world because all that matters is glory. I am almost dead, which is unfortunate because I have a really good weapon. Okay. I just need a lucky break and or collab. Well, yeah, I've been saying that forever. I wanted to collab with Shia LaBeouf. I wanted to collab with Kevin Smith. I'm not going to meet these people in an elevator. There's no... Plus, an elevator pitch wouldn't work in these days. They only care about merit. They don't care about, like... I don't know. They don't... It's not... I don't know. Maybe you just need someone to hand you a $500 million, like most politicians, how they get their start. They have wealthy parents. Their wealthy parents are like, hey, you did it. You're great. You went to political science school. Now you're wealthy like us. I don't think that's all you want because that's what you have. No, I don't have peace. If I had peace, I think I wouldn't be having dreams about not having peace. It's really complex, really. It's it's different than you think. It's not let's do this. They need a shop. Oh my gosh, don't die here, don't die here, don't die here. Oh my gosh, don't die, don't die, don't die. Ah! Just die already! Oh my gosh. So close to death. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. It sucks that many of us have to have jobs and not get to do what we love. That's the thing. I like my job. That's the problem. I just wish it had better perks. Good, I got hit right at the beginning. Like, if my job came with like a lot of stuff that if my job came with all of the perks that like a 1940s businessman had, then I think I'd be at peace. But now we live in a time where everyone's neurotic. Of course, everyone was neurotic back then, too. It's probably a false assumption to think that they were happy. Everything's basically... I don't know. I'm gonna die. And not just in this game. Okay. It's complicated, guys. It's emotions are complicated. Write some poetry or something. If you... Oh. I died. All your needs are met, and you have a low-stress job. That's peaceful. All of my needs are not met. There are a few needs that are not being met. We're not going to talk about them here, but that's not true. Belonging. Belonging is like one of the core needs, I think. And I get a little bit of that at work, but not really anywhere else. I mean, I feel like I belong at home as well. I like my family, I like my church, I like my job. You know what? Since you guys keep beating around the bush, why don't I just tell you? This world is pretty miserable because there isn't really a lot of romance. There's only business, okay? So, and if you think that's not true, I encourage you to read a book or something. There, how about that? Yeah, read a book. Oh, ho, ho. A jukebox. What dashing rogue could have ever set that up? Wonderful. Okay, so you unlock tracks as you go. I'm not talking about... I disagree because I have a lot of romance in my life. Good for you, I guess? I guess all your needs are met then. Congratulations, you found the key. I've been entertaining ways to use volt cores to generate power. He already told me this. Is this guy gonna blow up again? He's gonna blow up again, okay. Most people are kind of ambivalent. They don't care. What? Looks like Pikachu? Yeah, Klein's does look like Pikachu. I agree. Okay, so that was like a puzzle and I failed it, so that's nice. That's a great example, actually. Pokemon. So you know how Ash is constantly trying to like win the tournament or whatever? I don't think he ever does. He's a failure. By American standards, he's a complete failure. I can't give you much advice on romance. I hope you can do what you need to get more of that in your life if that's what you want. That's the thing. I don't think it's a thing you get. I think it's a thing that you... I think it's a thing that you are given. And all of the people who are capable of giving it to both men and women in this world, they don't give it. They only care about fame and money. He did it in the last season. He was... What? He won? Ash finally won. Alright. Cool. Do you think Nathan Fielder has romance in his life? I think he did. He did for a time. And when you do have romance for a time, you still have the memory of romance after the fact. So even though he might not be with someone now, I think romance needs to be attained for adults. What do you mean? Like bought? It needs to be bought, is what you're saying? Did you just invent... let's see, firebomb. I don't need that. Also, the world is going to be overrun by people who are in love with material. And by that I mean they're going to replace romance with physical media. It's gonna be like that in The Creator, how that guy has a wife, but it's not a person, it's a robot. It's gonna be like that, except times 4. Maybe times 40. Because it's such a great need in the world that it's not being met. It's such a great need that's not being met that people are giving up. It's something that needs to be worked for. It's freely given as... No, I disagree with that completely. That's stupid. You don't deserve to read fairy tales. It's no wonder you don't read books. And I only say that because I asked you to read a book and you didn't say anything. Yeah, I think you remind me of, or that thought reminds me of like The Witcher, like how you just give up your child because of some curse. It's like, hey, if you like defeat this dragon, you get my child as you know, as your future wife or your future husband. It's like, oh, that's such a nice society, one in which romance is not it's not something that's decided by emotion or soul or feeling. It's something that's completely decided by circumstance. It's why in my opinion arranged marriage broke down and doesn't work in today's day and age, unless you're in a culture that I should have got one of those weapons. I don't know why I didn't. Like, just imagine, like, you can't marry the woman you love just because you're part of a family that isn't allowed. Like, or like a family name that's like, has a bad reputation. Or worse, you can't get married because the parents think you don't make enough money. If we lived in a society like that, romance would be dead. Romance is not merit-based love. That's not what romance is. That's conditional. Romance is what happens with unconditional love. It's a thing that, like, you love a person regardless of their status. So if you believe in status-based love, I'm very sorry for you, but I completely disagree with you. That is the worst kind of love available. Love is giving up yourself without any payment whatsoever. And I mean any payment. Like, they're not going to do anything for you. You just love them. You are passionate for them, and you have compassion for everything that they stand for. That is a hard love to find, and it was advertised. It was advertised by the major religions of Western society for a long time, and the advertisement was false. No, that's not. Nope, you got it wrong. Completely wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It has. I'm meeting all sorts of people, men and women. They're just not available. They're not interested. The people themselves are spiritually broken. I believe in it. I have it. I got it freely as a minor. Okay. What do you want me to do? Ban you for 10 minutes? I can block your account. Would you like that? Maybe you don't deserve it. How about that? Because what you're saying is you have to deserve it, and I disagree with that. Ah, visitor. Would you care to exchange gifts? Yes. 10% damage for the low price of 20% max ammo. Yes, always. I'm always doing that trade. Oh, we're back here. Cool. Let's go here. No, we don't have a gun yet. Can you not handle a discussion? No, I'm having a discussion right now. What is the discussion you want to have? Are you capable of talking about the benefits of things you despise? The answer is yes for me. I see the value in like all these things we've talked about. Like even arranged marriage makes sense to a degree. But again, what I was advertised was like Tuck Everlasting. It's like that sort of like sweet, like early American like freedom to like grow up and have relationships with people that are confusing and complex and borderline eternal. And then the people who have that opportunity end up deciding that it's not for them. That's what I'm saying. It's like we have the opportunity. Love doesn't put food on the table. Someone needs to provide, so women look for men who can provide. Okay, so what? Did I ask you about that? I didn't. I'm not talking about that kind of provision. Also, I believe in a God who provides, like Walden. Like that book where he just goes out into the wilderness and does all the work and he's fine. He does his own thing. Nature provides for us. And the nature that God designed provides for us. Andy Warhol had more love than I do, and he was an insane artist guy. You could say it was because of his wealth, but I don't think that was it. I think it was because of the fact that he was crazy. People like crazy people. But again, you have to make big sacrifices if you want to be crazy. Most people don't want to make sacrifices. That's what I'm saying. And then one person makes a sacrifice and the other person doesn't, and then the other person's left heartbroken. What? Oh, that's an enemy. Nature doesn't make electricity to power video games? Your point? What's your point? If I'm understanding correctly, I can definitely relate. I thought my friendships would last forever, but people moved on. Nope, this isn't about friendship. You'd have to give up video games if you lived up. Yeah, I'd be fine giving up video games. I do this so that I can interact with you guys. We've talked about this. Video games are not a crutch for me. They're just a really nice thing. I'd be just as happy taking an axe to a tree, but I'd only take an axe to a tree if I had people around me. It's very simple. We should all be living in the same place. Like, we should have a mega city where everyone is all together and everyone is perfectly aligned. So everyone has their match. Everyone has the right friends, everyone has the right love, everyone has the right romance. I'm talking utopia. I'm talking like Aldous Huxley level stuff. That's what we need. That would be great. Yeah, I agree. That was extremely close. I almost died. Do you need a utopia to get what you want? No, but I can build a utopia. It doesn't matter if I get what I want because it already failed me. Like, the world we live in has already failed my needs specifically in regards to one thing, which is physical affection. We don't even live in a world where people kiss each other on the cheek when they greet each other. We also don't even live in a world where people hug each other. Or at least in the Midwest, we do. Like, that is so demoralizing. I think we're going to die of loneliness. I just died. If this is what you want, then are you doing anything to try and make it happen, or is it out of reach? Yeah, I do. I go out and I hug people, and I go out and I talk to people, and I ask them questions that provoke them to think about things in a different light. Nico says, most people, including yourself, require more provision than nature if you want to have more than just berries and water. They do that in the Netherlands? Cool. Any Netherlands, any Dutch folks in the chat want to chime in? I hugged you guys all the time. Is it really that different in the Midwest? Yes, I'm not talking about friends. Again, hugging friends has nothing, that's not what I'm talking about. We live in a world where the opposites, which are designed to procreate, are not encouraged to entangle their lives together. That's what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with friends hugging. This is everything to do with people actually becoming a family, becoming a stronger, like a unit, not alone. It's not good for man to be alone. Again, I don't think you'll understand. It's fine. You don't have to understand what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you, this is something that we lost, and I am making a very deliberate prophecy that 20 years from now, it's going to be even farther gone. I can't pronounce that. I don't know what you're saying. I'm not even gonna try. I wish it showed me the price immediately. Yeah, it doesn't show it immediately. Okay, so this is a temporary thing. You buy it and then it's gone. Like, I'll move to Europe if I have to, but that's a major sacrifice. He said, yes, that's correct. All Dutch people hug and kiss when they greet each other. That must be why their red light district is so big. They probably hug you and then ask you for $10. Sorry, that was mean. Probably true, though. Reveal some rooms on every floor. Immunity to lightning. Let's do this one. Anyways, I didn't want to talk about all this stuff. You guys provoked me. Doesn't matter. You guys wouldn't understand. You don't read books the same way I do, so... I read a book and then I think about it for several years. Well, I'm sorry I keep misunderstanding you. I'm not sure if I agree with you about society, but you have every right to feel that way. I don't know if you should just assume that I have a right to feel a way that's wrong. You can deny what I say. I've never really tried pursuing romance. I think it would be better for me to try and move out first. Yeah, that's what everyone says. I don't think it matters anymore. Life is so messed up. There's no regularity. You can just do whatever the heck you want, and people are either gonna complain and then passive aggressively make you do something different, or they're just gonna be like, they're gonna put up with it. And a lot of people just put up with it. They're like, this is what you're getting, get over it. And I don't think people are comfortable with that. Iko says, I understand David completely. Wow, okay. That's a bold claim. Not sure if I agree with you, but whatever. It depends what you mean by pray. If you mean you have power over the spiritual authorities like the angels, and you can make them do things by your own desire and will, then yes. If it's just sending good feelings or thoughts, then no, because that's just not going to help anyone. Sorry. It's bold of you to say we don't understand. Yeah, it is. I'm being bold, yep. I mean, maybe you understand. Let's discuss it some more. What do you like? Let's steel man each other's arguments. Eco Priest's argument is that a merit-based society is sufficient for him because it led him to find love, and in order to find love, because of how he found it, you have to just sort of do that. Either you find it young, or you use your resources to get security and romance. That's a reasonable argument. That seems to be the way it is, actually. Okay, I can't break that? No, I can't break that. Okay. Weird. Why do some of the items stay there and some of them disappear when you leave? It's really weird. Is that water? That's water. Like one of the great miseries of reality right now, it's hard to explain, but it's almost like a double standard. It's a hypocrisy. And it's the relationship between fantasy and reality. It's like we have this world where we want things to be beautiful and exciting, but then when people go and do that themselves, they're criticized for it. Not exactly, but close. Young people get love for free, but everything else was good. So that's extremely depressing, and I'm gonna say something bold and insane right now. That's worth cutting one's life short for, that statement. But what I mean is like trying to live as quickly as possible, doing everything you could, like, what do you call it? It encourages making mistakes as soon as possible. So if you have an idea, act on impulse. If you see someone you like, act on impulse. If you whatever, just act on impulse all the time. That it rewards that mindset, because now it's too late, and the only thing that's rewarded is deleting myself from the universe, which I'm not going to do, but the only thing that would reward me is a second chance. And what you're saying is there are no second chances, and I think that's the most upsetting realization. If there are no second chances, then that means everything they taught me was a lie. Because I used to believe in forgiveness. I used to believe in... Yours is that the world is messed up because you have to sacrifice for love when love should be given freely. Hey, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Sacrifice is good, though. That's the thing. I think that in order to find love, actually, one party needs to sacrifice everything. Why do you think there are no second chances? Because there just aren't. Like Iko said, you meet people when you're young, and now you just stop meeting people. I mean, I'm pretty young, so it's not like I'm in danger of not meeting people, but as you get older, your fantasy, your vision for reality, it starts to differ from the reality that you perceive around you. So, for example, say you're in love with someone and you really like the way they look, or perhaps the way they act, their personality. As you grow either together or apart, you continue to desire them. They become an ideal. They become a thing that you want. Once that thing is cut off from you, say they break up with you, or they move on to something else, or they marry someone else, or maybe they die, worst case scenario, you still fantasize and desire and basically have ideas about the thing that they were that you liked. So you're looking for a copy of what they were. That's what I mean by you don't get second chances, because as you go further in life, the things that you desire become more and more distant. And if you don't capture them immediately, if you don't wrap your arms around them and embrace them as the thing that you're going to get, even if they do die, you still had them. You still embraced them. I think if you don't ever embrace them, you never acquire the fantasy that was originally there. Iko says, yes, I think you were lied to. You were taught a version of the world that was idealized and fantastical, which isn't the case for 99% of people. I think the people that taught you this knew that. Okay, I guess. Who were those people? I mean, I don't think you get it. Even the people who didn't have it perfect, all the artists and such, and writers and great thinkers in history, they were encouraged to pursue love and romance. They were still very prolific in that regard. I think the great offender, the thing that really, really messed up our generation, is exclusively related to morality with regards to how we approach romance. It's like the Footloose thing. Don't do it because it's evil. Don't pursue love because it's going to lead you into temptation, destruction, sadness, brokenheartedness. And the great hypocrisy of it, the great irony of it, is that it's not the repression of desire that saved us from heartbreak. It's the repression of desire that caused our heartbreak. There is something you can do to fix it, actually. All of us have in our power the ability to contribute to a better world. You see something that can be changed, and you provoke change. I don't really remember learning anything like that growing up, but I'm sorry that you did. Yeah, it's tough. I'm not sure where it came from. Maybe we should play Power Wash Simulator, so that we can continue to make the world a better place, like cleaning up all the digital dirt. Anyways, I didn't want to talk about any of this. I just wanted to have fun and play games. That's why I'm not playing. I'm kind of... Let me share something that's a little bit strange. My dad always taught me the practical and realities of the world. The practical realities of the world, and railed against the fantasies of Disney and the like. See, that's dangerous, because Disney was one of the founders. I'm not saying that he was perfect, but he created so many good memories that made the world a better place for a lot of young people. He gave them fairy tales again. Fairy tales that taught them about morality and gave them a safe place to explore a changing technological world. And I think it eventually became like a consumer magnet. It was like a thing that you use to make money rather than a thing that you use to teach people. He was originally a producer of dreams, utopias, visions, and stories. And that was a really good thing, I think. So to throw out the baby with the bathwater, just get rid of all of it, that's also not good. You were talking about it before I showed up. I figured it was worth discussing. Sorry if you'd rather talk about lighthearted subjects. What's really crazy right now, this might sound insane, I am keeping this lighthearted because I'm not going into detail about what I'm feeling. If I shared the way I was feeling, I'm pretty sure someone would call, like, I don't know, some number that I'm not going to refer to here, but they would be like, hey, get this man some help, he needs it. I don't think we understand how to help people who need help. We just think they have to do it themselves, there is no help for them, they should seek solace in scripture, in meditation, in prayer, in God, in family, in money. That's really the only advice people give, and I think that's kind of why I'm so down in the dumps. No, we're not going to talk about that, Eco. In fact, I might mute that. Or hide that comment, because that seems a little bit... Yeah, I'm going to remove that. That's a little bit... Yeah, okay. Is this an ice laser? I think it is. Not very strong. I think I have a little advice I'd like to give. Then I need to go and get some chores done. Would you care to hear it? Sure. I might not take it, but you're more than welcome. Better dice rolls? Okay. I don't know if that's good. This thing sure has a lot of bullets. I guess here's another way of putting it. I've met a lot of people who feel and then they're done feeling. They don't feel very deeply. They just sort of feel something and then they're like, that's enough. Let's move on. I think some people were designed by the creator to feel stronger emotions, and we haven't really found a use for that in society. And as crazy as it sounds, I think that the use for that is passionate, passionate living, like love, life, like art, things that make the world a better place. The more passionate it is, the less likely people are going to reject it, I think. I guess what I'm saying is we might live in a world where romance is not linked to art anymore. We might live in a world where romance is just a method by which you can make money. Or rather, a status. It's how you get further in life. It's not a deep part of the soul. It's not a strong douse flames while dashing? Okay. Interesting. Like, just, I don't know, like, I've said it multiple times today, but if you just read a book and tell me what you feel about the book, I can guarantee you that both people who read the book, me and you, or you and someone else, you're going to have a different opinion about it. And I think that's kind of weird. Okay, so if I move this, that's going to move... Okay. Oh, nope, that wasn't it. Okay, so you really have to do these individually. That's really weird. Okay, there we go. Alright. How do I get that? When I was a teenager, I had this idea that the world was a terrible place. I told myself it was because of politics, but I really just had a lot of self-hatred. I let that self-hatred simmer. Interesting. Okay, is there more to that advice, or does it keep going? That's another thing. I don't have a lot of self-hatred. I'm quite thankful for all the things that I've gotten to have in my life. I just wish that I had encounters in the past that were, I don't know, magical. All of them were full of sadness and destruction because of the people. And I'm talking with regards to romance. Like, for example, I'll go into a little bit of personal story. My first relationship was with my prom date, and it was a great relationship. We were very interested in each other, and then because of society's stipulation that we couldn't really love each other when we were apart at college, we cut it off immediately. So that sucks. Like, what got into our brain and told us you can't have love because you're going to be far apart? I don't know what that is. It's either she lied and she actually just wanted to break up, or there was something missing that could only be had when you were in person, which is true. Essentially what I'm saying is you have to be in the same place in order to experience romance, because romance is both physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's a fully engrossing thing. It's something that completely absorbs you, and it's the most powerful emotion that I think mammals, at least, can experience. Who told you to do that? I dated my wife in high school and did long distance for a year. She did. She told me that. She said it wasn't a good idea to be in a relationship because it would be difficult to be apart from each other. And I think that's one of the things that kind of stuck with me, because every person I've met has had that feeling that you have to be, I don't know, that you have to be there for each other always. It's almost like you have to move where I'm going, because if you don't, then I won't love you. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that is. You also have the complication of, when you're young, you're not just dating the person or being romantically entangled with the person. You're also kind of being romantically entangled with their entire family. Because when you visit them in person, when you see them in person, people are watching you. People are looking at you, like, interact physically and emotionally. Not only that, you have to physically interact and emotionally interact with their family, because their family requires things of you. They ask you how to behave. They tell you how to behave when you're in their house. Um, they don't let you go out together unless it's under their supervision when you're young. So it's almost like they are gatekeeping the love that you deserve to be given freely. And then once you're old enough to not um, be given that freely, to take it on your own, you basically don't have the opportunity to experience that kind of romance again, because it's all for money. It's all for progress. Spencer says, I was so busy hating myself that I missed out on a teenage life with meaning and fun in it. The point is not to let negative emotions keep you stuck. Change your circumstances if you need to. Of course, that's why people go on road trips and make drastic, impulsive decisions. It's the same. It's crazy to say this, but it's the reason people become addicted to substances, because it gives them it gives them a lack of inhibition that reminds them of the way they felt when they were young. And that's obviously not the answer. I would never advocate for that. It's not good. Spencer says, never mind. Now that you've elaborated, I don't think my advice would help. That's interesting. It's not like I'm saying you should just give up and there's no hope, but I'm just saying there's a lot of disconnection. It's easy to be disconnected. Why does this room have different music? Interesting. Enemy bullets suffer unfortunate accidents. I don't know what that means. Oh, I need more bullets. That's a big sword. It's also worth noting that I'm extremely distressed by the fact I'm extremely distressed by the fact that certain people may never find love, though I believe their life would be better off if they had found it. Like it's one of the goals of a utopia is to meet the needs of every person. And I noticed that there are so many people who would be better off with love, but because of their circumstances or their physical status or their emotional status, they are not granted it. For example, you enter a church. The church says, hey, we have all these eligible ladies and men, but you have to meet all these standards. See this list of rules? There's like 20 of them. You can't drink in public. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. It just goes on and on and on. And no, not everyone deserves love. Some people don't want it. Some people don't want love. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who are better off with love. I'm talking about what needs to be done to make the world better, and my life better, and your life better. That's what I'm talking about. You wouldn't be here listening to me like complain about all these things, even though I earlier said I don't have any complaints. You wouldn't be listening to me whining about these things if all was well. I mean, it's as simple as that. Do you want me to have a happy romantic life? I would hope so. Some people might not ever get that chance because they're not good enough. That's kind of dystopian. Only in the sense that like they're not deserving of it, not in the sense that the government prevents it. Of course, in 1984, the government actually does prevent it. I think 20 years from now, my statement from earlier about 20 years from now, I think it's going to be prevented. It's not going to just be an emotional thing. It's going to be something where you just can't access it. Which is a great... Which it will be a great sadness to everyone involved. Because not only will the government not provide it, what they do provide instead is going to be so much less powerful than the actual solution. It would be like if they replaced all of our coffee with caffeine pills. By the way, the world gets no more coffee. No more coffee for society. Here's some caffeine pills instead. It does the same thing, but none of the pleasure. Thanks. Thanks, world. That's really awesome. That's the metaphor. That's the metaphor that I would use. It's replacing that which is good with something which is efficient and effective. That's going to be the downfall of romance. All of this to come in the next great American novel by David the Scribe. This is all a pitch for my novel, guys. This has nothing to do with what I'm actually feeling. This is just a pitch for my book. Okay, let's go here. To be honest, I feel like this video could, if I like edited this down into like a more concise like thesis statement about what I believe, this could be a good like filtering point for people whether or not they actually want to interact with my philosophy. Like you just show them this video and they're like, man, that guy's insane, I'm gonna stay away from him. Or they're like, oh, I totally get what he's saying. Like I wanna understand him better. Like that's like the dichotomy from people talking to me. Believe it or not, in high school and college, people loved to talk to me. I was quite, I don't know, they were interested in everything I had to say. Now it's like, people just, they're so caught up in their own opinions that they don't really want to interact. Which is fine, you don't have to interact. I'm not here to... I'm removing that comment. Sorry, that's too mean. If I had moderators, I've become more jaded. No, I haven't. I haven't become more jaded. I've become more heartbroken. Is jaded the same thing as heartbroken? I don't know what that meant. What did it just say? White death? What? Yeah, white death. Instant hit. High caliber, hit streak, fire rate on hit, resets on hit, on miss. Okay, interesting. What does the word jaded mean? You absolutely have, and more negative? No, I haven't. I haven't become more negative. I've not become more negative. I refuse to admit that. That's not the case. You've become more judgmental. You think I've become more negative. Whereas in reality, I've actually just become more realistic, cynical. There's nothing wrong with being cynical if it's true. Especially if it's in favor of good art. That's what people want. They want the artist to be miserable so that they make good art. I don't think that's ideal, but I'd like to, you know, have happy artists, but more like the David Lynch approach. Just do the... Yes, you have. It may be hard to see from your perspective, but it's apparent for everyone. Mrs. sees it too. Well, I hate to see it. I hate to say it, but I'm not sure if... well, okay. Well, maybe I have. I have reason to have become jaded, though, if that's the case. You can't just stay... If someone keeps handing you... Say someone hands you a piece of candy, and you taste it, and it tastes like poison, it tastes like acid, or it's really disgusting. It's not something you'd want to put in your mouth. Every single time someone hands you a fake piece of candy, you're going to stop trusting candy. So you're putting the blame on the person who You're putting the blame on the person who's eating the bad candy. But I don't think you're understanding. You should be putting the blame on the people handing out the candy that's evil. The evil death candy. I agree you have reason to. Oh. Oh, you... What? Oh, okay, cool. I guess we are in agreement then? What do you want me to do? Like, what is... If you're telling me that I've become more jaded, like, what? Why would you tell me I've become more jaded if you didn't want me to not be jaded? Okay. Or were you just saying that as a comment? Like you were just saying it. That's fine. What are these? Okay. Slimes, I guess? Also, I'm really not that jaded. This is not jadedness. This is heartbrokenness. Because it's temporary. This is not... Jaded is like a permanent affliction. To be fair, I only recently became jaded. Just because you have a reason to be jaded doesn't mean you need to be. It just explains why some people don't like talking to you as much. Oh no, I that's not what I was... People still enjoy talking to me when I'm... I don't know. Whatever. I don't enjoy talking to myself. I'd rather be just playing a video game right now. I have nothing to be jaded about. The new Monster Hunter game is coming out very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. If I could marry Monster Hunter, I would, but you can't do that. Because Monster Hunter actually loves me, and it gives me great affection. So, how about that? Sup? Also, people like me, people who have been through crazy... Wait, he just keeps talking, even if... You look interesting. Mind if I run a few experiments? Sure. Okay, I guess he's not actually gonna do it. Weird. I don't know. What's an idea of yours? What do you mean? Be more specific. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours and 15 minutes? Okay. We've dropped a lot of frames. Are you guys getting a pretty good connection? Because I'm getting a lot of missed frames. It was open-ended to get you to talk about something else. One of your ideas and thoughts? Let's find one. I'll open up my notes app on my phone. Oh, here's an idea. So, you know the genre of book, the genre of book called slice of life? It's like a little pieces of life here and there. It's like, kind of like a memoir, but fictional. It occurred to me that some writing, very few books do this, but some books just go event to event to event, back to back to back. No slicing, like no chopping. It's not chopped up. It's just straightforward. Here's what happened, here's what happened, here's what happened. And it just goes day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment. And it occurred to me that you couldn't really call that slice of life, because that's just life. That's just straight up realism. And I was like, what would you call that? And I thought to myself, instead of slice of life, it would just be pie of life. Like the whole pie. So yeah, it's uncensored, non-stop daily life. It just every moment is in there. It's like 24. It's like the movie 20, not the movie, it's like the TV show 24. That's a pie of life genre. This guy have anything to say? No. It's still not a slice because it's not the entire life. No, it goes from beginning to end. It's like, a good example is, what's it called? Don Quixote. Don Quixote is a pie of life. It's a pie of life book. It goes from the beginning of Don Quixote's life, it talks about his upbringing, tells you everything there is to know. Everything. I mean, yeah, it could be. Maybe it'd be better to do it the other way around. Instead of slice of life, it's like slices of life. I guess it depends on how many slices there are. If it's just one slice or multiple slices. Regardless, life is like a pie. Despite what Tom Hanks said, life is not like a box of chocolates. It is actually like a pie. Anyways, you asked for an idea and I gave you one, so there. Are you happy? Also, you're being awfully contrarian today. Wait, what? My videos of this game have been killing it? What do you mean? So many views? Wait, how many views do they have? I actually didn't check. I know I got a comment the other day and I replied to it, but did I actually get quite a few views? That's crazy. I hope you're not just raising my expectations just to shatter them. That would be mean. I think you have something here. Maybe you can write topics to talk about and have a more professional stream. 57? 57 views for part 1? That's just insane. Wait, that can't be right. Are you serious? No way. That's like 5 times as many views as I usually get. That's insane. Maybe I can become the Star of Providence player, the guy who's just always playing it. I could just write a bunch of topics and yeah, right, and talk about them. We could do like a podcast, a Star of Providence podcast. Revive on Death. That one's good. Yeah, this one's good. Okay. Some. Is that an enemy? Yeah, that's a bat. Okay. The bats are so cute in this game. See, that wasn't a jaded thing to say. That was a good thing to say. See, I'm happy. That's really encouraging. Yeah, it is really encouraging. I like this game, so I'm happy about that. That's awesome. I mean, I assume it's just because this game just came out, That's probably a big part of it. So maybe it's like playing more games that are like culturally relevant. Because people are going on YouTube and looking up Star of Providence gameplay. It's my guess. Because it just came out. They want to see what the game is like. That makes a lot of sense. So maybe I should do like topical streams where I like play games that people actually want to see. Like collectively, like the world. Let's go up here. I'm pretty good at these games, so it is worth playing. Because like, I'm dodging stuff pretty well occasionally. Like not all the time, maybe like 20% of the time I'm focused. My aim's not the best. If you haven't noticed, I'm like kind of a little dodgy when it comes to aiming. Okay. The Lethal Company episode 3 has 47 views? Really? So it's not just this game. That's interesting. That one's really good. If you haven't seen that yet, oh, you have. I think you were there. Or you were watching like casually in the background. I'm not sure. I don't remember if you chatted because I was busy getting killed by monsters. But yeah, that's yeah, I think you were there. Yeah, you made a joke about me not what do you call it? Being as good as Micah. Let's see. Let's do this one. I like the laser. That's confusing. I think the one with Red Wolf being on his own was the 3rd episode. Yeah, that was the 3rd episode. I think the plan of being more diligent is slowly working. Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to just stream more frequently so that people are able to like watch more frequently. Let's do HP. Okay. Let's try to get to the bellows this time. Okay, I have no idea how I was supposed to dodge that. Okay, piercing, shotgun style. Ooh, reflects bullets back. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad the sword like still shoots like projectiles forward. That guy's creepy. This is a little bit of a different topic, but I'm a little bit discouraged too because one of my favorite streamers, instead of doing like variety like of games, instead of like focusing on like random games that he just comes up with and it's always interesting to see what he chooses, he's decided to start streaming exclusively one game. because all of his friends are playing it, and I guess he just wants to play with them. I don't know. And it feels kind of like a sad shift in strategy, because I'm not as likely to watch, because it's like, okay, it's just this game again. Mika says, I think a variety of games is good, so play one on one day and another on another day. I think it's better for building interest than playing the same game once a week for multiple months. Interesting. Maybe. I thought we were going to do maybe another Lethal Company stream this Tuesday, though. Because Lethal Company is really fun, and it seems like it's going to be constantly enjoyable. But yeah, maybe we can do like a schedule where we have like multiple days of different games. Like one day we do Lethal Company, the next day we do Yakuza, the next day we do this, the next day we do this, the next day we do this. We said the same thing at the same time. Yeah, we did. That was really interesting. Okay. Okay. I don't know what I just got, but I'll take it. Wait, do I have 2 shields now? Can't really tell me. Behemoth. Changing the system. Alright, we're almost to the bellows. This game is really fun. Ouch. Did you ever play HQ Trivia? Yeah, I played it for about, I think, 2 or 3 times. I think it was actually with you. That was that one where it was like on an app and the host would like everyone compete, right? My theory was that it was rigged. Like, I think it was impossible for some IP addresses to get their information, their input in quickly enough. I don't know if that made any sense. I don't know if that's actually how it works, but I just feel like, how would you get the latency right so that the first person to tap is actually, you know, it's the first person to tap? You know what I mean? It's like, maybe they actually tapped first, but it sent the signal faster. I don't know. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. Or was it like a different system where it was just like random? Like of all the people who got it right, it was random. If that's the case, that's better. I thought it was timing based though. I don't remember. I haven't played it in forever, so... Okay, let's go in here. Oh, it wasn't? Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, that makes more sense. I guess I had the incorrect perception of it, maybe. Maybe I'm just distrustful. I'm too cynical and jaded. What? Okay, is that guy just gonna keep attacking, I guess? Okay. I don't know how to get that. Oh, thank goodness we had that revive. I don't know what I just got. Electrostatic aura. Okay, that wasn't what I was trying to do, but that's fine. Provides safety between each hit, creates a selection of powerful weapons, gain extra rewards when replacing weapons. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm gonna win, guys. Yeah, I died. Well, we almost got to the bellows. That's okay. I think that's good enough for now. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's a nice part 3, I think. Let's see if Kleins has anything to say. I wish we had a jukebox down there. That'd be rad. You can do it? You want me to keep going? Pulsar, steady mid-range weapon. Let's get those, see what they do. One more time? Okay. Also, to add a little bit of context to everything that I've been saying today, I feel very isolated. I don't have a lot of people surrounding me. And it's because of the book that I'm writing and also the books that I'm reading. Ah! Sometimes people recommend books. Sometimes people don't recommend books. But you want to read them anyways. And when you do, you wish that you hadn't. But you also don't want to stop reading because then you would have a false understanding of said book. So like I'm reading Brave New World, for example, and it's kind of cool, but also it's pretty cynical. Jaded, one might say. Choose a pack rat. Teleport when dashing. Let's do this one. That seems helpful. That guy just got crushed. I won't go into too much detail about the books I've been reading, but even like some of the books I read last year have had a lasting impact on the way that I perceive writing as a whole. And like I can't stop thinking about them. And I wonder why other people who have read them stopped thinking about them. It's like maybe I just let things get under my skin. Maybe the reason I do that is because I've heard that in order to become romantically entangled, you actually have to be more sensitive to things getting under your skin, otherwise you won't be attentive. So it's almost an effort to... maybe it's like an effort to make myself more approachable by people who might wish to love me. It's like winning others over or something. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm talking about. Just ignore me. Ooh, finds secrets. That seems good. Oh, okay. It shows it right here. Okay. What did I just get? I don't know what I just got. Piercing? Okay, whatever. It like didn't even give me a chance. I disagree with that statement because of my own experience. You don't need to be sensitive to be romantic. Yeah, that was just my excuse for why I'm doing it, not because it's the way to do it. I think you can be you can be very successfully romantic by being insensitive. It's the concept of people choosing partners that are bad for them, or partners that are jerks, or partners that are abusive. It doesn't mean that they're doing it right. It just means that they've acquired romance. You get what I'm saying? So if anything, you're kind of calling yourself out. I hope that's not what you're saying. You should be sensitive in a romantic relationship. If you are not sensitive, then you are, in my opinion, you are doing it wrong. But what can I say? Everyone is doing things wrong. Words, I can't speak. I'm focused. Everyone is doing something wrong. That's what I meant to say. No one is perfect. Not even... who's an example of a person who's alive? I can't think of anyone who's currently alive. Edward Snowden? He's alive, right? Is sensitive to the other person's needs, not sensitive within yourself and having thin skin. Yeah. The thin skin is not, it's not thin skin. It's you let the other person's needs get under your skin. We're saying the same thing. You have to be sensitive to another person's needs. So if someone says to you, I think you should watch this movie, or I would like to go out and do this, you have to be like, I do not want to do that, but I am sensitive to what they want to do, therefore I will learn how to take that on as part of myself. It's like it's a sacrifice, but it's not a great sacrifice. You know what I mean? Ouch. I walked right into that. Oh. Oh, I guess I could have kept increasing the power of the upgrade by hacking? I'm not quite sure. Okay. That's the thing. I am actually too greatly affected by other people's sensitivities. So if someone asks me to do something that I'm unwilling to do, it is likely that I will still do it because of the fact that I am so sensitive to another person's needs. It's interesting because I don't think that's a good thing, but I also think that it's kind of self-sacrificial in a weird way. So if someone was like, hey, I want to go see this movie, I would be like, yeah, I don't really want to see that, but I would still go just to accompany them. I kind of wish I had more freedom to like not be restricted by what other people tell me to do, but also I realize that oftentimes it benefits both parties. I learn from the experience and they learn from the experience and we get better together even though I didn't want to do it. It's like getting out of your comfort zone, like doing karaoke or something. I probably wouldn't enjoy karaoke, but it would make me a better person. Everyone seems to think that, at least. Everyone that I've met is like, you should do karaoke. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. And they're like, no, we really think it would be good for you. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, no, we promise it would be good for you. And I'm like, I would do karaoke for $1.5 million. I would do it live on the internet for $1.7 million. That's how much my being offended costs. Ika says, I don't think it would be good for you. You'd put on your classic face of despair afterwards. Interesting. That's quite a take. You don't think I would be more confident? What if people, like, complimented me? I think if people complimented me a lot, if they said, wow, you did a really good job, and even though you didn't, or maybe even if you didn't do well, we really enjoyed that. I think then I would smile. Uh, Powerful weapons. Ouch. Oh, that's a wall. For some reason, I didn't see that as a wall. Charlie. This one's hard to focus. It's hard to see what's going on in that fight because there's so many things going on. Granted, it is a tiny screen, but I don't know. I feel like having a tiny screen should make it easier to see everything, honestly. Okay. Maintenance system, here we go. Oh my goodness, we're almost dead. That was interesting. Yeah, see, I feel like some people like people who are independent, other people like people who are, like, not dependent, that sounds negative, but like, you know, don't you need to actually get the hearts after you pop the bubble? Yeah, I've been doing that. Oh, you mean when the bubble pops? No, let me show you. So if you look at it here, let me find one. So down here, yeah, so we got bubbles. Okay. See how it goes up like that? It attaches to you after you get it. See, it like pops up and then it shows you how much you get. So just getting the bubble actually is effective. You just pop the bubble and then you automatically get it. You do have to pop the bubble before you leave the room, though. If you leave the room, you don't get it. Ouch. Ah, dang it. Well, not worth doing that. Oh, good. Oh my gosh, we almost died. Those bullets move fast. Oh man, he appeared right on top of me. Alright, well, that concludes the stream. Sorry I didn't make it to the bellows. It just goes to show I'm not good enough for love. That's what we've learned today. You have to be good enough for love, and if you're not, you'll only ever be a star of Providence. Alright. Alright, let's see what Kleins has to say, and then we'll go. No shame getting stuck on the first floor. View it as an opportunity to learn the ropes in a relatively more friendly environment. Okay, see you tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, see you guys later.